Good afternoon from Casper Park in Chippewa Falls. Aleski Sports presents American Legion Baseball. And our matchup coming up next is Wausau versus Eau Claire. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Bradovich, joined up here in the broadcast booth by former Eau Claire Memorial coach Dave Sparger. And Spargs, this Wausau club, a lot of familiar names of players we've seen over the years, including one of the high school tournament games we did at Carson Park in Eau Claire when Wausau East and Eau Claire North went extra innings before the Huskies prevailed and advanced. Looking forward to a good matchup today and looking forward to a good tournament this weekend.
Yeah, it should be a fun tournament. They're doing it kind of just as a round robin. I mean, whoever gets the best record out of every playing each other, it would crown the champion. So they'll all have a chance to play each other, and it'll be fun to watch how this plays out.
Here's the lineup for Wausau Post 10, leading off and playing center field, Ian Stahl. Ryan Rodemeyer, the third baseman, bats second. Joe Gravine catches and bats third. Batting fourth is the first baseman, Jed Vandersanden. Tony Affaldino, the second baseman, will bat fifth. Zach Poggle plays shortstop, bats sixth. Batting seventh is the left fielder, Carson Bauman. Ethan Sillers, bats eighth and plays right field. And Marshall Helke bats ninth and is on the mound for Wausau. We'll get to the Eau Claire lineup in just a bit, but right now, our national anthem. Here's the defensive lineup for Eau Claire. Bennett Stockey will be on the mound. Jack Harris is the catcher. Brady Johnson will play first base. Logan Zinsmaster at second. Third baseman is Calvin Barneson. Blake Buer is the shortstop. Outfield, left to right, Ty Fjellstad, Aiden Pankratz, and Devin Barrickman. Mancino's Grinders and Pizza has been a family tradition for almost 30 years. For the best sandwich in town, grab a grinder at Mancino's, conveniently located off of Business Highway 53 and Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Mancino's Grinders and Pizza, locally owned and operated. Spargs, we got a couple of veteran umpires. Rick Byer will be behind the plate, Ted Jose on the bases, and a couple of veteran coaches here as well.
Well, you talk about veteran coaches. You've got the two, we'll say, most experienced in the state, as the Wausau West coach began his career in 1982, and the Eau Claire coach started his in 1988. So it was nice to get a chance to chat with those two head coaches before the game.
Tom King of Wausau, a familiar voice. We'll hear him on Zaleski Sports throughout the school year. And Mark Faunas over in the Eau Claire dugout. Whether it is baseball, softball, or soccer this spring and summer, Shepke Chiropractic has got your back. For all your sports-related injuries, you can rely on Shepke Chiropractic to get you back in the game. Visit them online at shepkechiropractic.com. Culligan Water specializes in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options. Bennett Stockey finishing up his warm-up tosses, just concluded a really nice high school baseball career at Altoona. Railroaders in his time were able to win a sectional championship and advance to the state tournament. He's a guy that will fill up the strike zone. Likes to go right at hitters, fastball, curve, changeup, throws a little slider as well. Ian Stahl will step in for Wausau. We saw him in that high school tournament game for Wausau East. Use his speed to leg out some hits, and also saw him run down some balls in the outfield. Outstanding player for Wausau. First pitch right at 3 p.m. And ball one to Ian Stahl.
Yeah, important here for Stocky to make sure he gets ahead and keeps Stahl off the bases. You talked about his speed.
Stocky comes right back with the strike, 1-1.
It's great to see Stocky pitching again. Boy, he had a great sophomore season and then had that arm injury. Cost him his whole junior season, and able to come back for that senior like you talked about. Just an outstanding pitcher.
Blows a fastball by Stahl there. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 315 down the lines in left and right. 350 to the gap. 375 in straightaway center field. Symmetrical outfield here at Casper Park. Swing and a miss. Stocky comes back and strikes out Stahl. 1 down here, top of the first.
Got him to chase on that high fastball, expanded the zone, so Stocky gets the first strikeout.
Here's Ryan Rodemeyer, the third baseman, stepping in. This is a wood bat tournament, and this is going to be an adjustment for a lot of players. We're used to using aluminum bats at the high school level. I know when I had to make that switch playing amateur ball some time ago, boy, it took a while to feel comfortable squaring up baseballs with the wood bat.
Yeah, it sure makes a difference. Again, it just kind of goes back to that sweet spot. When you use a wooden bat, you've got a small little sweet spot, and boy, if you've got the aluminums, it's more forgiving. You can get off the handle or off the end and still get base knocks, but not the case when you're using a wooden bat.
That one missing upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Rodemeyer. And if you look at how the outfielders are playing, they're playing rather shallow. Breaking ball by Stocky, fouled back over the backstop. Count remains 1-2. 1 down here in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if both teams start to play a little more shallow with the wood bats and make you prove that you can burn them in the gaps or over their head.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the game for Bennett Stocky.
Batting third, number 22, the catcher.
Yeah, Stocky sure lives off that fastball. He's going to throw that mid to upper 80s. But, he'll, like you talked about, he's got other pitches, but he lives off that fastball.
Here's the catcher, Joe Gravine. Breaking ball, over for a strike. Stocky looking really comfortable up there, Sparks. That one lined to left, coming on Fjellstad. He makes the running catch. And Wausau is retired 1-2-3. Eau Claire coming to bat. When we return, you're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no-obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
ZaleskiSports.com has leveled up. Go to ZaleskiSports.com and choose your favorite schools for easy navigation. From the homepage, choose your school to see team records, upcoming schedules, and past results. Use the video icon to launch the next broadcast. Use the arrow icon to watch any previous broadcast. See the full weekly schedule too. Level up at ZaleskiSports.com.
Infinity Exteriors, installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, and windows built to last, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors We guarantee quality you can trust. No matter what your everyday life looks like, Fleet Farm has you covered at the best prices guaranteed. Auto, pet, bird, farm snacks. Fleet Farm has everything you need, all at the lowest prices. Marshall Helke on the mound for Wausau. Joe Gravine is his catcher. Jed Vanderzanden over at first base. Tony Iafaldano at second. Ryan Rodemeyer at third. Zach Poggles the shortstop. Outfield left to right, Carson Ballman, Ian Stahl, Ethan Sillers. Ty Fjellstad to lead it off for Eau Claire. Will be followed in the batting order by Jack Harris, Aiden Pankratz, Brady Johnson, Blake Buer, Calvin Barneson, Logan Zinsmaster, Harry Haas, and Devin Barrickman. Righty-righty matchup with Helke, the pitcher, facing Fjellstad. Leadoff hitter for Eau Claire. First pitch swinging. Grounds that foul. Left side.
Yeah, he's not messing around. First pitch swinging away. Use your leadoff hitter. You want to see a couple pitches before you go up there hacking, but staying aggressive right out of the gate.
Helke missing just a bit inside. It's a ball and a strike. Overcast here in Chippewa Falls this afternoon. Temperature very comfortable, 68 degrees. Popped up on the infield. Iafaldano, the throw over, and safe at first is Fjellstad.
Yeah, you could tell that was going to be problems. As soon as that cleared the pitcher's head, a little blooper kind of landing in there, and with his speed, he was able to beat it out. A bang-banger there at first, but they gave him the safe call.
Here's the catcher, Jack Harris. Harris finishing a solid junior season at Eau Claire Memorial High School. See if Eau Claire decides to put something on. Fjellstad runs well. Harris handles the bat quite well also. He's hacking on the first pitch. Fouls that over the backstop. It's no balls and a strike.
Yeah, Helke didn't get a lot of innings for his high school team. So, again, this is what we talk about with Legion Baseball and how important it is for some of these younger guys to get that experience during the summer. So, a great opportunity for him.
One ball, one strike to Harris. Chopper to third. Rodemeyer has it. Takes a look at second. Throws to first to get Harris on a close play. Fjellstad moves down to second base.
Yeah, good decision right there. You got to make sure you get it out. Like I said, Rodemeyer took a look over there, but was smart and just took the out at first.
Yeah, it was a high chopper. So really, that was the only play Rodemeyer had. Here's Aiden Pankratz. Pankratz coming off a real nice season for Eau Claire North. Huskies made it all the way to the sectional championship a couple of weeks ago over at Stevens Point.
Yeah, he's truly one of the key components of that North team, especially the way they finished the season.
You know, and one of the challenges with American Legion baseball is you got to work around guys' schedules. Because a lot of players have jobs. You know, there are a lot of things going on in the summertime, and so that becomes one of the issues for coaches is just making sure, okay, we who's going to be there on a given day.
Well, and with that, this weekend is actually the All-Star weekend for the high school players. So Gorman, Moss, and Locken, all three are not here today because they're over playing in the net high school All-Star Classic.
Yeah, Owen Welch is as well.
Yes, there's another one.
How many player? That's a breaking ball. It just misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So you're taking very talented players here. They're not here for this tournament this weekend. So, again, an opportunity for some younger guys to step in and get some innings.
Pankratz grounds to short. Scooped by Poggle and dropped by Poggle.
I think Fjellstad might have distracted him a little bit. Fjellstad pretended to go, knew that was not the right play with the ball in front of him, so he slammed on the brakes, and you're right, all of a sudden he kind of kicked it and didn't have a play anymore.
So here's Brady Johnson.
Batting fourth, number
Johnson out of Eau Claire Memorial on his way to play college baseball at UW Eau Claire. Got an RBI situation here, 2 on, 1 out, and the bases are going to be loaded. Johnson hit by a pitch. So Fjellstad moves to third, Pankratz to second, and they are loaded up for Blake Buer.
Batting fifth, number 2, the shortstop, Blake Buger.
Infield playing up for Wausau. Buer takes the ball outside.
Your middle infield's going to play up and try to turn 2 up the middle. Corners are in, but I'll tell you again, it goes back to that wood bat. You can't play deep because ball just doesn't come off there as hard, so they have to play up in order to turn 2.
Ball on a strike to Buer. And much like the Eau Claire outfielders in the top half of this inning, the Wausau outfielders are all playing up. Stahl, as we know, has tremendous speed in center. Buer takes upstairs, 2 balls and a strike.
Buer going with the pink bat tonight.
Buer ahead in the count now, 3-1. Good hitters count for Buer. Elke does not want to walk in a run here. Bottom 1. That one missing upstairs. Buer gets the RBI via the walk. Fjellstad scores 1-0 Eau Claire. Pankratz now at third, Johnson at second. Buer aboard via the walk. Still 1 out. Here's Calvin Barneson to bat. Barneson takes a strike.
Important there for Elke to get ahead in the count right there. That was crucial. He said he just went hit batter and then a 4-pitch walk or 5-pitch walk, so he needs to find that zone and make Eau Claire put it in play.
Fouled out of play down the right side. No balls, 2 strikes. You talk about Helke didn't have a ton of innings in his high school season. So getting game experience for a guy like that is huge at this level. Ground ball left side, tough play. Safe at second.
Well, you called it a tough play. Once that got by the third baseman, shortstop picked it up in the hole and then tried to get the out at second, but too late with the speed from Buer.
So Aiden Pankratz scores. Brady Johnson moves to third. Blake Buer showing off his speed and beating that throw down to second. And Barneson aboard via the 6'4" fielder's choice. Here's Logan Zinsmaster. Good scoop by the catcher that time, Joe Gravine. As that ball bounced up there, but did a nice backhanded stop. 1 ball, no strikes to Zinsmaster. 7th batter to get to the plate this inning, and now he's up in the count 2-0.
Yeah, unfortunately for Helke, he did what he was supposed to, right? He got ahead in the count, got the ground ball, but they were just not able to convert to get him an out. Now he finds himself falling behind again, 2-0.
2 balls and a strike now to Zinsmaster. Yeah, Helke looks like he has a live arm. It's just a matter of can he get that curveball over for strikes and set up his other pitches. Throws with good velocity. We're trying to get that control in this first inning with 2 runs already across.
Good hack there on that 3-1 count from Zinsmaster.
Again, Zinsmaster gets a piece.
Again, with bases loaded, Wausau's just looking to get an out here.
Corner infielders are up. Line to left. And that's down for a base hit. Johnson scores. So does Buer. It's a 4-0 lead for Eau Claire.
What a great at bat right there by Zinsmaster. Followed off some good pitches, kept that battle going. Finally, he got a pitch he could handle. Like you said, just lined it down to the left field, scores 2.
Barneson moves to second. Now here's Harrison Haas. Left-handed hitter out of Eau Claire Regis.
Batting eighth, number 34, designated hitter Harry Haas.
So he is the 8th batter that Helke will face here. Top of the first.
And still just 1 out.
Haas takes upstairs. Seems like when Helke is missing, he's missing up.
Yeah. You're right. He has a tendency to be a little behind on in his arm swing there. He's leaving things up.
When you see a pitcher like that, Sparks, and I'm guessing this has happened multiple times in your coaching career, is it a release point issue? Is it a stride? Is it?
Yeah, it's more like the timing of your release. You know, if all of a sudden you're slow getting out of the glove, you're already landing, and then your arm's trailing, and that leaves the ball up. So you just got to release a little sooner, get that synced up. And, you know, some pitchers just have trouble syncing those things up.
Oz gets a piece of that one, fouls it off. On the third base side here at Casper Park. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, 1 out, 4 runs already across for Eau Claire. That one just missed. Count is full now to Haas.
Yeah, you're right. That was a good pitch. Just like you said, just missed down and in.
Full count. Lead runner's going, but it's ball 4. Barneson broke for third base there, trying to catch Wausau unaware.
Yeah, I think they had a double steal going because they figured the coaches were thinking if it was going to be a strike, he'd be swinging. But like I said, it was ball 4, so they were able to pull up and know they had the base due to the walk.
And with that, Tom King, the Wausau manager, is going to take a walk to the mound. Whether you are buying or selling, turn to the Jesperson Group at C21 Affiliated. They've got a pulse on the local real estate market, and they can help you with both existing homes and new builds. They can assist you through each step of the process, making the home buying and selling process simple, not stressful. That's what you get with Jesperson Group at C21 Affiliated. Keep your home and valuables safe with SOS Security in Eau Claire. Protect against intruders, fires, water, and more for every room, every door, and every window. Place your trust in SOS Security. Devin Barrickman, another left-handed hitter, coming to bat for Eau Claire, number 9 man in the order. Eau Claire threatening to bat around here in the first. Marshall Helke, the pitcher, trying to work his way out of this jam, but delivers ball 1 to Barrickman.
Yeah, it's been a tough inning for him right now. He's up to 34 pitches already, and he still just got the 1 out. It's the one really nice thing about this Chippewa Falls scoreboard. It keeps track of the pitches for you.
Trying to go with the breaking ball there, and it's 3-0 to Barrickman. And I'm going to guess he's got the take sign on here, Spurs.
Absolutely. Well, shows you what we know.
Yeah, what do we know? Base hit right up the middle.
This should
Barneson scores. And so does Logan Zinsmaster.
Yeah, strange how that one just occurred, because like you said, he swung 3-0, got the nice base hit up the middle. Center fielder picked it up and had him toast at home. That throw was coming in, and he was just rounding third. He should have been out by about 5-10 feet. Instead, all of a sudden, the pitcher cut it off, and it was right on line. It was coming home, and all of a sudden, he just cut it off, and he allowed the run to score by the time he turned and flipped it. So really, that should have been an out at home, but Eau Claire was able to score the run due to that mistake.
So we're going to get a pitching change. Helke will head out to right field. 6 runs for Eau Claire on 4 hits. We'll tell you more about the new pitcher for Wausau. We will take a brief time out here. We'll be back in 30 seconds to tell you about our new pitcher.
Are you ready to give your kids a head start on smart money habits? With Abbey Bank's Bright Future Checking, kids and teens can learn to manage money with you right by their side. They get their own debit card, and you can keep an eye on spending with easy-to-use mobile banking and card controls. The Bright Future Checking account has no fees, no minimum balance, and kids get a bonus after the first deposit is made. Give your child the power of independence. Stop in or visit abbeybank.com to get started. Abbey Bank is member FDIC.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
The new pitcher for Wausau is Ian Stahl, who began the game in center field. So Stahl now on the mound. Ethan Sillers, the right fielder, moves to center. And pitcher Marshall Helke goes out to right field.
Well, if you're Wausau, this is exactly what you didn't want to have happen. When you come over to a tournament this weekend, and you've got a lot of games lined up here, the last thing you want is your very first pitcher not able to get out of the first inning, because boy, all of a sudden you start getting into those other arms, and it's going to make it a tough weekend to see if you've got enough arm for the pitching.
Yeah, and for Helke, it's, you know, you feel for the young man. He obviously, he's got a live arm, throws with good velocity, but you touched on it. It just didn't have a lot of innings under his belt during the high school season, and the thought is to, okay, let's give him some time and see what we can do to develop him for the remainder of his high school and Legion career. Ty Fjellstead, who started this off with a single, he came around to score.
And he just got plunked by the first pitch.
So, bases loaded. Stahl trying to work inside, and
Catcher Jack Harris.
I'll bring up Jack Harris. Jack Harris, responsible for the lone out. It was a 5-3 putout. Stahl delivers upstairs. And that one low. It's 2-0 to Harris. Now 3-0. Nowhere to put him.
Yeah, he went with a 2-0 curveball.
That's a big challenge for Stahl coming in from center field. You haven't had any chance to throw off the mound.
Yeah, you get your warm-up pitches, and that's it. It's about 8 pitches, and then you got to try to find all your pitches and throw them for strikes. Like you talk about, that is a tough scenario.
How about a Harris, second Eau Claire batter this inning, swinging on 3-0. And there's a strike. Good pitch from Stahl.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. The Eau Claire coaches, Coach Faunus has told them, listen, let them have their hacks. I don't care if it's 3-0 or whatever it is. Let them swing it.
And that one misses low. It's a walk to Harris. He picks up an RBI. Eau Claire tacks on another run as Harrison Haas comes home to score.
Center fielder Aiden Pancratz.
So here's Aiden Pancratz. Sends one out to center. Sellers makes the catch. Good throw home.
Good arm.
And it's a double play. Nicely done by Wausau. Ethan Sellers makes the grab and fires a perfect strike home. But Eau Claire scores 7 runs after 1 complete. So Eau Claire 7, Wausau 0. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Eau Claire picking up 7 runs on 4 hits. Bottom half of inning number 1. And now Bennett Stockey heads to the mound. He retired Wausau 1-2-3 in the top of the first with a couple of strikeouts. Stockey will face 4-5-6 in the Wausau lineup. Jed Vandersanden, Tony Iafaldano, and Zach Poggle. It was a long bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, it sure was.
I didn't see Stockey throwing it all, but I'm guessing he was trying to do what he could to just kind of stay engaged and stay loose. But he had a very efficient first inning with just 11 pitches.
Well, we talked about him, how he likes to fill up the strike zone. And actually, I was talking to the Eau Claire coaches beforehand. There was actually a time where he threw too many strikes, if that makes sense at all. But it's actually the point of you don't have to throw it, a strike every time, because then hitters kind of get adjusted to that and know they're going to be swinging. So they wanted him to kind of get off the edges a little more, miss a little bit off the edges, instead of being such a constant strike thrower. See if you can get those hitters to chase occasionally.
Well, again, this is a wood bat tournament. And if you're a pitcher that likes to get after hitters like Bennett Stockey does, boy, you got to be just thrilled you're throwing to wood bats.
Yeah, absolutely. Right there's a great example, right? A 0-1 curveball that he spiked in the dirt, got him to swing at it. So he couldn't even put it in play. That's just great location right there, that curveball.
No balls, 2 strikes to Vandersanden. Vandersanden wouldn't chase that time. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, but again, good pitch right there off the outside edge. See if you can get him to chase. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll go back to when my 2 boys were pitching in wood bat tournaments. Boy, their eyes just lit up. They loved it.
Yeah.
Especially my guys had that 2-seamer that would run in on the hands of the right-hander and just saw them off. We used to keep track of how many bats they break. Oh, good pitch.
There's a strike right on the inside corner. Vandersanden down looking.
Yeah, speaking of a 2-seamer on the inside, there it was, a beautiful pitch.
Batting 5th, number 10, the second baseman, Tony Alfalongo.
So 1 down here in the second. Stockey has retired all 4 hitters he's faced with 3 strikeouts. Iafaldano will look to get the first hit for Wausau. Multi-sport athlete out of Wausau West High School. When you look at both of these clubs, and one of the challenges that the coaching staffs face is you're blending guys from different programs. And I'm sure in some cases guys know each other from either youth baseball or you played against them in one of sports. But it's sometimes getting that chemistry and getting everybody on the same page, it usually takes time.
Yeah, absolutely. The season's just begun for these guys, so you hit it right on the head. It's going to take them a couple weeks to really start to gel, get used to each other. especially with the pitchers and catchers. How do they coordinate what they like to throw and where and when? So as the season goes, it'll just get better and better.
Swing and a miss on that curveball by Stocky. He's up to 4 strikeouts. Here's Zach Poggle.
Number 7, the shortstop, Zach Poggle.
Poggle, a key cog in that Wausau East team this past spring. Swing and a miss. But you look at the way the second baseman and first baseman are playing. They are not expecting any of these Wausau hitters to be pulling Stocky.
Yeah, you got the left side of the infield that's kind of playing up a little bit, whereas the right side's playing deep, giving themselves a chance for a little more range.
Yeah, when missing low and inside, it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Poggle. Very little wind today here in Chippewa Falls. This is a park, Sparks. Ever since they built this the ball tends to carry really well. Now that's with aluminum bats. Not sure what we're going to get today off the wood bats.
Yeah, somebody's really going to have to square it up to get out of here this weekend.
Lifted in the air, left side, coming on the left fielder, Fjellstead, making the diving catch. Nicely done in the outfield. Wausau is retired here in the second inning. Eau Claire coming to bat when we return. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
I'm Josh Sparks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
We are back at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls. Bottom of the second inning, American Legion Baseball, the Chippewa Falls Wood Bat Tournament. And it's Eau Claire leading. Eau Claire scoring 7 runs on 4 hits in that first inning. Wausau made the pitching change, brought Ian Stahl on the pitch. It'll be 4, 5, 6 in the Eau Claire order. Brady Johnson, Blake Buer, Calvin Barneson. Johnson was hit by a pitch in the first, came around to score. Takes a ball inside from Stahl.
Yeah, the reason Eau Claire had so much success in that first inning was because of 3 hit batters and a couple of walks. So they got a lot of free bases and then pieced 4 hits together, and that's why they scored.
Chopped a third, Rodemeyer. Nice play and a strong throw across for the out.
Boy, that was. Rodemeyer picking it off the backhand there down the line. And then just a nice, strong throw across the infield. You said it, Brattle. Really nice play.
Here's Blake Buer, the shortstop for Eau Claire. Walked with the bases loaded, so he picked up an RBI. Later came around to score. Buer takes a strike from Ian Stahl.
Stahl's done a nice job since he's come in. He's found the plate. He's been able to make the Eau Claire team put the ball in play, and they started to make some outs behind him.
And he works ahead of Buer 0-2.
Yeah, that was his best curveball right there.
Misses with that breaking ball to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, just as I said, that was his best curveball. That one,
Yeah.
not so much as
Yeah,
he threw
got
it behind.
a little
behind
bit, just a bit inside. Lined up the middle, caught by Zach Poggle. Couple nice defensive plays to start this second inning for Wausau. And a lot of times, Sparks, if you're a team that, you've gone down 1, 2, 3 in the first 2 innings, and now you've got to try to hold the opponent right where it is. A couple of defensive plays like that can get some momentum back on your side. At least get some good feeling back in that Wausau dugout.
Oh, absolutely. And if somehow it's can get a third out here and go 1, 2, 3, like you said, get back in the dugout and see if your offense can go to work. You've kind of stemmed the tide, as they say, with Eau Claire scoring 7 in the first and 2 excellent plays here in the bottom of the second so far.
That one misses low to Barneson. Barneson bounced into a fielder's choice. But the runner at second was safe. That kept the inning going, and then Barneson wound up scoring.
Yeah, he was a beneficiary of that infield single.
Line drive, base hit. Barneson is aboard with 2 down. Logan Zinsmaster coming up to bat. And if you're wondering why players and fans are looking up and you're wondering what that noise is, well, the Eau Claire Air Show, Chippewa Valley Air Show, I should say, is this Friday and Saturday at the Chippewa Valley Regional Airport, and it's practice day. I was at home, Sparks, on the deck, and two of the fighter jets flew right over the house.
Yeah, that one was right there, too, right here. They just flew by.
Yeah. Driven to left.
And
it's going to be a long run for Carson Bauman.
Oh, nice.
And he makes the basket catch. Nice running catch, Carson Bauman. Well, Wausau with 3 defensive gems. Bottom of the second. 2 complete here from Casper Park. Your score, Eau Claire 7, Wausau 0.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
At Chippewa Valley Orthopedic Sports Medicine, whether you are a professional athlete, weekend warrior, or simply have an aching joint, rest assured that you will receive unsurpassed care delivered with compassion and respect. When you need it most, visit the sports medical experts at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Another flyby from the Blue Angels, practice day for the upcoming Chippewa Valley Air Show.
Not sure if this guy gave us a wave, but we talked about the first plane actually looked like he came over and gave us a little wiggle.
Yeah, he saw the ballpark. He saw people here. So what the heck? Say hi to the folks. Certainly appreciate it.
For Wausau, batting 7th, number 21 left.
7, 8, 9 in the Wausau lineup coming up. It'll be Carson Bauman, Ethan Sillers, Marshall Helke against the righty Bennett Stockey, who's worked back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. He's got 4 strikeouts. Has only thrown 23 pitches through 2 innings.
Yeah, very efficient. Like you talked about, 23 after only two innings. He'll stick around for a while, being that good.
Stockey starts out with the strike to Bauman. Bauman takes that one upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. A bit of blue sky has emerged over the ballpark. Weekend's supposed to be nice, Sparks.
Yeah, should be great for the tournament.
Yeah, this tourney will continue through Sunday. It'll be a round-robin format. Bouncing ball left side. Tough play by Buer. Backhand scoop. Throw. Got him.
Buer showing off the arm there in the hole. Great job getting it to him. Set his feet and just let her go.
But an asterisk by that one. Blake Buer doing a nice job. In the hole. A strong throw. Here's Ethan Sillers.
Well, the last 4 outs we've seen have all been Webb gems.
Ball to strike now to Sillers.
Got the call there on that high curveball.
Swing and a miss. Sillers late on that fastball from Stocky. Stocky has his sign from Harris. The 1-2 pitch. Just off the plate inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Curveball fouled back to the screen. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A good job of hanging on that one. That curveball was probably going to catch the outside corner, and he was able to just foul it off, stay alive.
Again, the fielders, especially on the right side of the infield and the right fielder, Devin Barrickman, all shading towards the line. Sillers battling at the plate. Two balls, 2 strikes with 1 down here in the top of the 3rd. Put another strikeout on the books for Bennett Stocky.
Yeah, Stocky got him to chase after that high curveball right there. He went back-to-back fastballs. He fouled him off and went, all right, let's go curveball, and he got him to chase.
By 9th, number 12, the right fielder, Marshall Helke.
Here's Marshall Helke batting with nobody on and 2 outs. The thing that Stocky's doing today, and we saw this a couple seasons ago, it was his sophomore season at Altoona when we did their Division II sectionals, that he can dictate. When he gets a lead, then he can just dictate. And you have to adjust the way he's throwing the game.
Well, and he's a pitcher. You know what I mean? He's not a guy that just stands up to the ground. I'm going to throw it as hard as I can, and let's just go from there. He works the hitters, mixes things up, inside, outside. He'll go high fastball, work off that high fastball with his breaking ball to come down. He'll go that 2-seamer in on you, and then he'll go work away with it. I mean, he's a pitcher, and the kid knows how to pitch.
Hard hit ball, scooped by Barneson. The throw across in time. Wausau goes down in order. Top of the 3rd. Eau Claire coming to bat. When we return, you're watching American League in Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Top of the 3rd for Wausau.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
We're back with better halves, Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
HS Fence specializes in chain link vinyl, wood, and ornamental fencing. They've been providing commercial and residential fencing to the people of Wisconsin for the past 18 years. Contact them today in Fall Creek or at hsfencewi.com. To cover your church, call the Dahlman Insurance Agency for a coverage analysis. Dahlman Insurance covers churches in Wisconsin with the Hastings Insurance Company. Online at dahlmaninsurance.com. Dahlman Insurance, come for the rates, stay for the service. Eau Claire will send up 8-9-1 in their batting order. Harry Haas, Devin Barrickman, Ty Fjellstad against Ian Stahl, who came on in relief. First inning, bouncing ball. Iafaldano will make the throw over to Vandersanden, and one pitch, one out as Harry Haas is retired.
Well, you can just see the difference now since Stahl's come in for Wausau. He's throwing strikes. You know, and again, his defense is ready now because they know the strikes are coming. They know the ball is going to be put in play, and they've just made the plays for him. So really solidified this Wausau defense.
Devin Barrickman had the single that knocked in a pair of runs. 0-1 pitch from Stahl. Shot down the left side and fair. Barrickman rounding first. Hustling on his way to second. He is in with the stand-up double. Devin Barrickman now 2 for 2. A 2 RBI single, and now a double.
Yeah, I went out there and just shot that right down the third base line. Good piece of hitting there and get a double.
Ty Fjellstad comes to the plate for the third time today. Singled and scored in the first, also was hit by a pitch as Eau Claire battered around in that first inning. Bouncing ball up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. They will hold Barrickman at third as the center fielder Sillers was playing rather shallow that time.
Yeah, and Sillers is showing twice that he's got a cannon out there throwing it to home, so that was a good decision to hold him with just the one out.
Runners at the corners now, and here's Jack Harris. 0 for 1 officially. He walked with the bases loaded in that first inning that forced in a run.
Well, you got Fjellstad at first base. Let's see if he wants to try to steal here with the runner on third. Good quickness over there.
Not going that time. Harris takes a ball, or takes a strike, I should say. Runner goes, lifted in the air.
Fjellstad has no idea where the ball is. He's going to get doubled off of first.
And a double play turned in by Wausau.
Yeah, Fjellstad's got to find the ball when he's got to turn and peek in, see if that batter swung and put it in play.
Eau Claire retired in the bottom half of the third. 3 complete at Casper Park. Your score remains Eau Claire 7, Wausau 0. You're watching American
More sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. Security Financial Bank, SFB, whether you are starting a business, buying your first home, or saving for college. SFB has the bankers who believe in you. Learn more today at sfbank.com. Member FDIC. Bennett Stockey on for his fourth inning of work. Been a very efficient outing so far. Has not allowed a hit, has not allowed a base runner. Has 5 strikeouts, and all this on a mere 37 pitches. He will face the top of the order for Wausau, Ian Stahl, Ryan Rodemeyer, Joe Gravine.
Yeah, second time through the order now. Let's see if Wausau can make some adjustments and get a little better swing.
Fighter Jets, again flying over Casper Park. When they're flying that low, Spargs, and making that noise, you can't help but look.
Oh yeah, everything shakes. You got to see what's going on.
Yeah, we're a matter of, I'd say probably, 4 miles north of the Chippewa Valley Regional Airport. But the flight paths for the air show will take these fighter jets right over this complex. 2 balls, no strikes to Ian Stahl. Line to the gap in right center, and that is down. Stahl runs well. He's on his way to second. First hit of the game for Wausau. It's a double for Ian Stahl.
Yeah, we talked about second time through the order, see if they can make some adjustments to Stockey. And right there, Stahl does an excellent job taking that pitch the opposite way for a double in the right center gap.
Third baseman, Ryan Rodemeyer.
So here's Rodemeyer, Ryan Rodemeyer. Like Stahl in that first inning, struck out. First time they faced Bennett Stockey. Zinsmaster, the second baseman, looking to keep the runner Stahl close. Wouldn't think Wausau would have anything cooking here in terms of steals or hitting runs, down 7 runs. Breaking ball from Stockey, and it hits the base runner. So Ian Stahl is out. Boy, and he got plunked with that one. He took that one right in the back. So 1 down here in the 4th inning. That'll bring up Joe Gravine. Gravine put bat on ball in the first inning, but it was a fly ball to Ty Fjellstedt out there in left field, who did make a nice running catch. Popped up on the infield. Zinsmaster, the second baseman, on the grass, makes the catch. Two down here in the top of the 4th. Rodemeyer remains at first base. Here's Jed Vandersanden. Struck out looking in the 2nd. Stockey missing low that time. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, we've certainly seen this inning how Wausau has gotten some better swings now through the second time through the order. You've got that double into right center by Stahl. You got Rodemeyer, who lined one at the shortstop but hit the runner. But, again, just the second time around now, able to put the ball in play as Stockey was running through that order with a lot of strikeouts the first time through.
2 balls, no strikes to Vandersanden. Now 3-0 to Vandersanden. Stocky has yet to allow a walk in this game.
That's got to be his first 3-0 count also.
Yes, by my unofficial scorekeeping, it is.
Comes right back with a fastball for the strike.
3 balls, 1 strike to Vandersanden. Count now full to Vandersanden. So with 2 outs, Rodemeyer, the runner at first, will be on the way. And that pitch misses upstairs, so first walk issued by Bennett Stocky. And Wausau has its second scoring opportunity. The first one was at the top of this inning when Stahl led off with the double to right center, but then he was hit by the ball off the bat of Rodemeyer. So Stahl is out, but now Rodemeyer finds himself on second. Vandersanden at first. Tony Iafaldano at the plate. He struck out swinging in the second. Takes ball 1 from Stocky. Strike on the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Stocky working himself back into getting ahead of the count here. Important here with 2 outs.
There's a breaking ball that finds the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Nice breaking ball thrown by Bennett Stocky. Gives up his first hit, but still has kept Wausau scoreless through 4 innings of pitching. Eau Claire coming to bat when we return. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
That's right.
Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. From roofing projects to siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and score big with trusted, local, affordable service. Zach Poggle, shortstop for Wausau, looking in is pitcher Ian Stahl. Delivers a first pitch strike. Now Stahl up on Aiden Pankratz. 0-2. Pankratz, Brady Johnson, Blake Buer. 3-4-5 in this Eau Claire order. Pankratz reached on an error, scored in the first, and then ended the inning On a fly ball double play to center field, strokes that one to center field. And that's tracked down by Ethan Sillers, one out here in the bottom of the fourth.
Well, again, the advantage of playing shallow, right? He did a good job of playing short on that one because that one was an in-betweener. Shortstop was trying to get to it, but the center fielder playing shallow was able to call him off and make an easy play.
Line drive right up the middle. Base hit for Brady Johnson.
First stop, Blake Buer.
Here's Blake Buer. 0 for 1 officially. Walked with the bases loaded, so he picked up an RBI in the first inning. Also came around to score. In the second inning, he was bidding for a base hit up the middle, but Zach Poggle, the shortstop, made a really nice running catch, moving to his left.
Yeah, Buer just hit one right on the line. Looked like it was going for center field. And he said shortstop came over, made a great play to catch that before it was a base hit.
One ball, one strike, one out. And a runner at first. Buer takes that one outside. 2 balls and a strike. Crowd starting to fill in here at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls. So it turned out to be a nice afternoon. To right field, but caught by Helke.
Buer, nice job taking that fastball the other way, outside pitch, and lined it, but just happened to line it right to the right fielder.
I was going to say that same thing, Sparks, and it just seems that it's like the Eau Claire guys have kind of figured out what they need to do with the wood bats. You're just trying to make contact. You're trying to barrel up the best you can. It's less about, hitting the ball over outfielders' heads or trying to find gaps. It's just making contact, putting the ball in play.
Yeah, square it up. That's all you got to do, right? Like I said, just find a good swing, put it on it, and let the ball do the rest.
Good pitch on the inside corner from Stahl. Ball and a strike to Calvin Barneson.
Yeah, there has not been a strikeout yet from an Eau Claire player.
Barneson singled in the second inning. Reached via the fielder's choice in the first when he came around to score. 2-1 the count to Barneson. That one missing upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Barneson.
Yeah, I didn't miss by much. Good job by Barneson laying off that one.
So Brady Johnson will be on the move here. 3-2 pitch, 2 outs. That one missing high. Barneson works the walk, and Eau Claire has runners at first and second. Eau Claire's had base runners on in every inning. Here's Logan Zinsmaster. Singled in a pair of runs in the first. He later came around to score. Also flew out to left. 1 for 2 is Zinsmaster. Bouncing ball to short. Big hop for Poggle. The throw across is in time. 4 complete here at Casper Park. Your score remains Eau Claire 7, Wausau 0. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
ZaleskiSports.com has leveled up. Go to ZaleskySports.com and choose your favorite schools for easy navigation. From the homepage, choose your school to see team records, upcoming schedules, and past results. Use the video icon to launch the next broadcast. Use the arrow icon to watch any previous broadcast. See the full weekly schedule too. Level up at ZaleskySports.com.
Are you ready to give your kids a head start on smart money habits? With Abbey Bank's Bright Future Checking, kids and teens can learn to manage money with you right by their side. They get their own debit card, and you can keep an eye on spending with easy-to-use mobile banking and card controls. The Bright Future Checking account has no fees, no minimum balance, and kids get a bonus after the first deposit is made. Give your child the power of independence. Stop in or visit abbeybank.com to get started. Abbey Bank is member FDIC.
Mancino's Grinders and Pizza has been a family tradition for almost 30 years. For the best sandwich in town, grab a grinder at Mancino's. Conveniently located off of Business Highway 53 at Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Mancino's Grinders and Pizza is locally owned and operated. Bennett Stocky's day is done on the mound for Eau Claire, and it was an outstanding start for him. 4 innings pitched, no runs, 1 hit. Stocky struck out 6 in those 4 innings. Harry Haas now takes the mound for Eau Claire.
I'm sure part of the thought, sorry about that, Brad. Part of the thought process I'm sharing with Eau Claire is you're up 7-0. If you can keep his pitch count down with Stocky, which they were able to. He only threw 53 pitches. He could turn on and come back on Sunday and either start or come in relief for you on Sunday, too.
As far as you can tell, you and I have worked together a lot because I was literally going to say this. I was going to say that same thing. I said, hey, it's a 3-day tournament, and you can come back with Stocky on Sunday. Haas, a versatile performer out of Eau Claire Regis High School. And you touched on it earlier, Spargs, with a number of guys on the Eau Claire roster taking part in those high school all-star games this weekend. It's a pretty thin bench.
Yeah, they only had 2 that were not in the starting lineup.
Bouncing ball to second, scooped by Zinsmaster. The throw to Brady Johnson is in time. Yeah, if you look at the Eau Claire dugout, they have more coaches than they do players at this moment.
The brain trust over there. Got plenty of them.
Uh-huh.
Left fielder, Carson.
Well, and knowing all those guys as we do, they love this. This you want to talk about the labor of love, just to be at the ballpark. And, you know, we see a number of those guys during the high school season that they just come down to the ballpark to watch a game. They try to get a beat on players and try to get an idea of, okay, who's going to be on our team this year and how our guys performing.
No, you hit it right on the head. It's exactly. These guys just love the game. They've been doing it for centuries. And so, you know, these guys, like you said, they'll come down to Memorial games, they'll watch North games, and they just enjoy watching the game, watching the kids, and then they get ready for their season to come the summer.
Again, the American Legion program, I mean, I played back in the day, and I loved it. You know, because you got to play summer baseball. And growing up in northern Minnesota, sometimes that spring high school schedule, you were wearing several pair of sleeves, and you'd be putting a jacket on when you came in from being out in the field. But to be able to play in the summer, and just get those innings, just get that game experience under your belt, that was huge.
Yeah, instead of playing just 23 or 24 games and then all of a sudden you're done, you come out here and you can tack on another 25 to 30 during the summer. Just a lot of fun in the ballpark.
There's a strike on the outside corner. Carson Bauman is retired. Yeah, in the town where I grew up, our high school coach also coached Legion during the summer. So when I finished up my sophomore season, and I got brought up to the varsity right at the end of the season, and then he basically put our JV infield as starters for the Legion season, saying, hey, this is your chance to get ready for varsity baseball next year. And that was huge. That experience was huge. You're playing against the older guys. You're playing against guys who graduated, or even a couple cases, depending on age, guys who had finished their first year of college. So it was a good education playing ball that summer. Swing and a miss. Ethan Sillers on an 0-2 hole.
A couple of swings here from Sillers out of balls that are not even in the strike zone.
Haas going back to the breaking ball, but Sillers wouldn't chase that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, much better job of picking that pitch up that time.
Sillers had a notion, but held up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Couple of strikeouts for Harrison Haas. Wausau retired in its half of the 5th. Bottom 5 coming up when we return. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office, and they take most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they're changing lives one smile at a time. Set up a free consultation today. Eight, 9-1 in the Eau Claire order. Harry Haas, Devin Barrickman, Ty Fjellstad to face Ian Stahl. Stahl came on in the first inning and has done a nice job keeping these Eau Claire bats quiet. Ground ball to first. Vander Sanden, the scoop, takes it himself. 1 down here in the 5th.
Yeah, he's done an excellent job of just throwing strikes, making Eau Claire put the ball in play. And again, we talked about how well their defense has played since he's come on the mound, just because they're anticipating the ball coming to them. They know he's going to throw strikes, so they're on their toes, not sitting back on their heels.
Harry Haas now 0 for 2 officially. He did walk in the first inning and came around to score. Here's Devin Barrickman. 2 for 2. Single and a pair of runs in the first. Double in the third. Bouncing ball, tough play. Iafaldano can't make the scoop. So Barrickman is aboard.
Well, great pitch right there. They just sawed him off right at the handles. Slow roller to second base. He was unable to come up clean with it.
Yeah, you got Barrickman batting from the left-handed batter's box, so he gets that extra step, and he was running right on contact. It was that do-or-die play for Iafaldano. Unable to come up with that one. Back to the top of the order now, and Ty Fjellstad.
Fjellstad tried to shoot one down the line there, just missed.
Fjellstad has not been retired in this ball game. Singled, came around to score in the first. Was hit by a pitch later that inning. And then in the third inning, hit a single. So he's certainly doing his job as a leadoff hitter to get on base. He's going to be on base again.
Eau Claire has a chance here because they're going to the top of the order here of ending this one in 5. They get 3 runs pushed across. They could end this in 5.
Jack Harris coming to the plate. He represents the winning run. So Wausau is going to play the middle infielders at double play depth. Harris has been aggressive at the dish today. 0 for 2 officially. Walked with the bases loaded in the first inning to force in a run. Hit into a 8-3 double play his last at bat. This one to right field, and Marshall Helke makes the one-handed grab for out number 2. So now here's Aiden Pankratz. Pankratz now represents the winning run. Pankratz 0 for 3 today, reached on an error in the first. He did come around to score that inning. He hit into a fly ball double play to end the first when the base runner was thrown out at home. He also flew out to center last inning. Two balls, one strike. The count now on Aiden Pankratz. Three balls and a strike. The count to Pankratz. Again, he represents the winning run. So the pitcher, Ian Stahl, trying to keep him off the base paths. That one just missed. Pankratz aboard via the walk.
Yeah, Stahl wanted that fastball in the outside corner.
Berkman moves to third. Fjellstad down to second. And here's Brady Johnson. Johnson in this game, 1 for 2 officially. Singled in the fourth. He was hit by a pitch in the first when he came around to score. Also bounced out on a really nice play to third baseman Ryan Rodemeyer. Off-speed pitch by Stahl, missing low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Driven to center, drifting over and making the one-handed catch is Ethan Sillers.
Might have been a game saver right there.
5 complete here at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls. Eau Claire maintains its 7-0 lead over Wausau. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
At the end of 5.
Hi, I'm Josh Sparks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Harry Haas on for his second inning of relief work for Eau Claire. He was able to retire Wausau 1-2-3 in the 5th inning with a pair of strikeouts. This coming in after Bennett Stocky had a great start for Eau Claire, pitched 4 innings of one-hit baseball. only allowing 2 base runners. Should actually be 2 hits on the board for Wausau, which will send up 9-1-2 in its batting order. Marshall Helke, Ian Stahl, Ryan Rodemeyer against the right-hander Harry Haas.
Yeah, one of those unusual scoring things is when a batter hits the ball on the right and the base runner gets hit by it. It actually goes in the book as a single for the batter, and that's what happened in that one inning when the line drive hit the Wausau runner.
Yeah, other than those back-to-back hits, those have been the only base runners today for Wausau. Great pitching performance from Eau Claire. Yeah, if you're Wausau, you just want to get some base runners, see if you can put a crooked number on the board, get yourself back into this one. Yeah, it's ruled a foul ball by home plate umpire Rick Beyer.
Yeah, fouled it off his front foot.
2-1 the count to Helke. Helke was Wausau's starting pitcher in this game.
Yeah, you're right, though, Brad. If you're Wausau, you just got to start putting together some hits here. You want to put the ball in play and get things rolling. If anything, it helps you for your next game. Because, again, it's just different using the wood bats. So that got to get some swings and see if they can get things cruising a little bit more offensively.
There's a strike from Haas. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Helke. So doing his job as the leadoff hitter in this inning, making Haas throw a number of pitches. And Helke works the walk. So, yeah, if you're Wausau, any way to get base runners, any way to get some traffic on the base paths. And, you know, aside from a play here or there, the Eau Claire defense had, I wouldn't say they've been really tested. They made a couple nice plays.
Yeah, you're right, though. Been pretty routine. A lot of strikeouts and pretty easy routine plays for them.
Here's Ian Stahl, who's got the only extra base hit for Wausau. That was his double, leadoff double in the 4th. Breaking ball, bounce to short, tough play. Buer makes the short throw, and retired at second base is Helke.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Helke was doing there. That ball was hitting the hole. That should have been a real close play at second, but he didn't even slide going into second, so he was forced out there for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Buer, after fielding that ball, I think he just assumed he had no play at second, so he looked to first, realized he wasn't going to get the runner, kind of did a little pump, and then realized, wait a second, I do have a play at second. Batter now, Ryan Rodemeyer. Runner goes. Throw down. Not in time to get the speedy Ian Stahl.
Stahl just had a great jump. He was on the move before the pitcher even came home. So excellent job of getting the jump off of first.
Yeah, ordinarily you're not running when you're down 7-0, but at the same time it's top of the 6th. Getting a little late.
Yeah, and if you have elite speed like he does, I think as a coach you're just saying green light no matter what.
Yeah, and he did. He stole that one off the pitcher and wasn't much of a chance for catcher Jack Harris to throw him out. Fastball upstairs. Rodemeyer not offering. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good job by Rodemeyer. It's exactly where Haas wanted to put that. See if he get him a chase, but he didn't.
That one misses, so the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, Wausau looking for base runners. Get a runner in scoring position and the speedy Ian Stahl. And that one misses for ball 4. So a couple walks this inning. Issued by Harrison Haas. Here's Joe Gravine.
Gravine's one of their best hitters, so here, like you said, here's an opportunity now. Maybe they start chipping away at this. They've got 2 innings still yet to play with, so a couple of runs here could make this interesting for the 7th even.
Gravine a fly out to left and a pop out to second base. Takes a strike from Haas. Foul tip by Gravine. He's got a piece of that one.
Yeah, a big hack. Followed that one straight back. Finds himself in the hole, though, 0-2 now.
Clare middle infielder is looking for that ground ball and a chance to turn 2. That one just off the plate. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Joe Gravine.
That's a good pitch, though, from Haas right there. Just off the plate. See if he can get a chase on that 0-2.
Breaking ball, and it hits Gravine. So they are loaded up for Jed Vandersanden. And with that, catcher Jack Harris is going to go out and have a chat with Harrison Haas. And we're going to get a courtesy runner for Wausau. That's Maddox Hurtis.
Yeah, Gravine's the catcher, so they'll run for him so he can get his gear on.
Runner. Batter is Jed Vandersanden.
Vandersanden, 0 for 1, struck out looking to start the second. He walked his last plate appearance in the 4th. So this is the second inning today that Wausau's had base runners. They went down in order in the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 5th. And like you said, Sparks, this is something that they can kind of build on for their next game in this tournament. Bouncing ball. Eau Claire will go to second for 1. The relay not in time. So a run scores. Wausau on the board.
Well, the run scores, and there's yet to be a hit. Again, the beneficiary of 2 walks and a hit by pitch. So again, Wausau put that one in play and was able to stay out of the double play to get that run across.
2 down. Here's Tony Iafaldano. He is 0 for 2 in this ball game. Comes up at an RBI chance here and takes ball 1 from Haas.
Second baseman Tony Iafaldano.
Yeah, Wausau could really use an extra base hit here. See if they could score 2 with 2 out.
That one in the dirt. Nice job by Harris behind the plate to block that one. Haas breezed through the 5th innings. Had some problems locating here in the 6th. But he's ahead in the, or actually it's a 2-1 count to Iafaldano. Iafaldano watches that one go by. It's 3-1. That one misses up high, and they are loaded up again. So Rodemeyer remains at 3rd. Vandersand is at 2nd. Iafaldano now at 1st, and here is Zach Poggle. And with that, Jeff Dykes, the pitching coach, is going to go have a chat with Harrison Haas.
We keep referring back to the fact, again, this weekend is using wood bats. And if you're going to put up a crooked number, I think you're going to need help. And one of the classic examples is the free pass. In this inning right here, 3 walks and a hit by pitch, and they've pushed across the run with just the solo. They haven't even gotten a base hit yet, in fact, this inning. And bases are loaded with 1 run across. So, again, pitchers have to understand that with the wood bat, it's to their advantage. So just got to fire strikes and make the offensive earn their runs by putting the ball with base hits rather than free pass.
And Haas did such a good job of that in the 5th inning when he came on in relief, retiring the 3 Wausau hitters in order, but then he walks the number 9 guy to start this 6th inning. Now finds himself in a bases-loaded jam. Bouncing ball up the middle. Buer has it. He'll step on second for the out. Wausau does get a run across. Eau Claire coming to bat, bottom 6. When we return, you're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
We are back at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls, site of the Chippewa Falls American Legion Wood Bat Tournament. In this ball game, it's Eau Claire, thanks to a 7-run first inning, leading Wausau by a score of 7-1. Eau Claire, bottom of 6, will send up 5, 6, 7 in their order. Blake Buer, Calvin Barneson, Logan Zinsmaster against Ian Stahl, who in the first inning came on in relief of Marshall Helke. And, boy, you got to tip your cap to Stahl. He's just gone out there, thrown strikes, and given his team a chance.
Yeah, he's thrown 5 innings and has yet to allow a run. So you said he's kept them in the game, given his offense a chance to try to chip away and get back in it. And unfortunately, they've only got the 1 run so far. But, yeah, Stahl's done an excellent job coming out and in relief.
Line to center. And going over Ethan Sillers.
Boy, Sillers made some nice plays today.
He does a good job of reading the ball off the bat. He certainly does not have the speed of Stahl, the normal center fielder, but gets a good jump on the ball and takes a good line. He's made a couple nice catches on balls that when they left the bat, you thought, okay, that's going to get to the gap.
And he's showing off his arm.
That he has, yeah.
And he would have had another one, too, if they hadn't been cut it off.
Here's Calvin Barneson. Barneson is yet to be retired. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Came around to score. Singled in the second. Walked in the fourth. Barneson ahead in the count, 3-0. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Calvin Barneson. That'll bring up Logan Zinsmaster. Zinsmaster had a single which knocked in a pair of runs in the first inning. He then came around to score. He's 1 for 3 today. Made contact all 3 times. Zinsmaster takes low and inside from Stahl. One ball, 1 strike now to Zinsmaster.
Stahl's looking to induce a ground ball here to see if they can turn 2 to get out of here.
Lifted in the air to left. It's the center fielder. Sillers, though, will take charge there, and it's another F8 putout into the books. 2 down here, bottom 6.
Pitcher, Harry Haas.
And Harrison Haas will come to bat. Haas 0 for 2 officially, walked and scored in the first.
And got hit.
And he's on base for a second time. So Devin Barrickman come to bat. Barrickman knocked in a pair of runs with a single in the first inning.
Right fielder Devin Barrickman.
Doubled in the third, and then in the fifth reached on an error. So all in all, Eau Claire's done a very nice job of just putting the ball in play today. Barrickman takes a strike.
Yeah, every inning they've at least had runners on base. They haven't been able to score since the first, but put a lot of pressure on Wausau, continually having the runners.
And we're going to get a courtesy runner for the pitcher, Harrison Haas.
Number 38, Evan Castro, the courtesy runner.
Evan Castro will be the runner. Little looper on the infield. Alfaldano will make the catch. Eau Claire is retired. Wausau will come to bat. Top of 7 when we return. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call to your first sip to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Yeah, 7-8-9 in the batting order.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Last call for Wausau. Top of the 7th inning. Wausau trailing Eau Claire 7-1. Eau Claire getting all 7 of its runs in the first inning. Wausau picked up a single run in the 6th. And credit to Wausau for battling in this one. This as far as when a team scores 7 runs in the first inning, anybody who's there watching is kind of in the back of their head thinking, okay, this is going to be a run rule situation. But to their credit, they kind of calmed things down, and even though they only have the 1 run to speak of on 2 hits, the defense has been solid for Wausau, despite the 2 errors. But overall, they've made some really nice plays, and the approaches at the plate have been much better.
Yeah, you're right. Once they settled into the game after that first inning, it's been very even. You know, both teams have had guys reach base, and Wausau was able to push a run across last inning, so things have just really settled down after that bottom of the first.
Carson Bauman, first pitch swinging. It's their shortstop, Blake Buer, going out and making the grab. 1 down. Carson Bauman now 0 for 3 in this ball game. Here's Ethan Sillers. Sillers 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. One of those coming against the starter Bennett Stockey. The other one coming to Haas in the 5th inning.
Yeah, Sillers has been aggressive at the plate, almost to a fault, as he's been chasing many of them out of the zone.
Not swinging there. Takes a strike from Haas. One ball, 1 strike. Count now 2-1 to Sillers.
Sillers doing a better job this at bat, being a little more patient.
Hack in there, follows that one out of play. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Temperature has bumped up 1 degree. We're at 69 degrees. Still overcast. That small patch of blue sky now, again, obscured by the cloud cover. But a real comfortable day for baseball. Again, very little wind to speak of here. Casper Park, breaking ball. Missing low, count is full now to Sillers. And Ethan Siller is on board for the first time in this ball game with a walk. That'll bring up Marshall Helke. Helke 0 for 1 officially. He walked in the 6th.
Got to give a shout out to the Casper ground crew, though. What a nice job they've done with this field. It has been absolutely pouring the last couple of days, and this field is in top shape, ready to go.
Yeah, yesterday. Boy, I tell you, I thought we were going to have to build the ark.
Yeah, they did a great job getting this mowed, so it's not even the tall grass. They were able to really take care of it today to get it ready.
Big swing and a miss from Helke. Comes up empty, ball and a strike. Yeah, I can remember when this facility was built. And they've done a really nice job with this. Ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, a complex that hosts soccer, multiple softball fields. Just south of downtown Chippewa Falls, right across the Chippewa River from downtown. Great hitter's background, too, at this park. And that one driven deep to left, but foul. Wow, Helke got all of that one.
Yeah, that's been the best hit ball of the day. Just couldn't keep it fair.
Count remains 2-2. That one missing outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes, and that one misses. So back-to-back walks. And we go to the top of the order, and Ian Stahl.
You know, good patience now from the Wausau hitters here the last 2 innings. On those walks.
Stahl takes a strike from Haas.
Yeah, now Wausau's worked them up to the top of the order here.
And that's a base hit past Buer. They will hold the runner at third. So bases loaded, 1 out.
Stahl with his second hit of the game.
Ryan Rodemeyer coming to bat.
Third baseman Ryan Rodemeyer.
Things are starting to get a little interesting here, Bretto.
That they are.
Just
and
1 out, bases loaded.
Nobody is warming up on the Eau Claire side, so this is going to be Harry Haas's ball game. Claire looking for that ground ball. Rodemeyer takes a strike. Yeah, these last couple innings, Wausau's had base runners, they've had traffic, and they've definitely threatened. Did get the 1 run last inning. Now they got him loaded up here, and it's a 1-1 count to Rodemeyer with 1 down. Check swing, calls a strike.
Yeah, I think he got it on the call. It was a high strike, that's for sure.
Yeah, that one right at the letters. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I didn't get the high strike on that one. The breaking pitch left up.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Rodemeyer. Bouncing ball gets through the pitcher, takes a strange hop. Buer's only play is at first.
And a good play by Buer. Just making sure he got an out. He didn't worry about anything but just get to the baseball, make that play at first for the second out. Nothing fancy. Didn't try to make a spectacular play at second or anything like that. He just made sure of the one. Good play there.
So Ethan Sillers scores on the play. Helke moves to third. Stahl at second. And here's the catcher, Drew Gravine, trying to keep this game going. Bounces it up the middle. Zinsmaster gobbles it up, throws to first. And that'll do it. Eau Claire defeats Wausau by a score of 7-1. 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors for Eau Claire. Wausau 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors. Eau Claire set the tone early in this one. They got 7 runs in the top of the first, and Bennett Stockey mowed him down through 4 innings, and that was basically the story of the ballgame, Spars.
Yeah, it sure was. Eau Claire came out in that first inning and took advantage of the free passes. A lot of walks hit by pitch, and then they capitalized with a couple of big hits to really push across those 7 runs. So they capitalized on all those and pushed 7 across the bottom of the first, and just kind of put it on cruise control after that. They had a lot of base runners, but weren't able to produce anymore. And then, like you said, Stockey just kept pounding the strike zone, kept coming right after him, did a good job not allowing those free passes, and went 4 strong, 5 strong. And then, from there, it was Haas to finish it out.
Both of these teams have another game today. Wausau will play the host Chippewa Falls at 8 p.m. Eau Claire will stay here at the baseball field. They will take on Holman in a game at 5:30. We'll have that one for you on Zaleski Sports. Coming up next, the postgame show brought to you by Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Rely on the experience of our sports medicine team when you have any sports-related injury or issue. You can count on a prompt, proper diagnosis and a customized treatment plan to meet your goals. Their orthopedic surgeons and our athletic trainers serve your athletes in Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, and western Wisconsin. That's coming up next on Zaleski Sports.
Hip impingement and hip labral tears are common causes of hip and groin pain and are often the result of repetitive use from crouching sports or trauma. Today, we are visiting Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Dr. Carlson, a partner with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is in the forefront of using a newer procedure called hip arthroscopy, which allows minimally invasive access to a joint and treatments to problems never addressed before. Using hip arthroscopy, Dr. Carlson is able to repair tissue without dislocating the hip and without replacing it.
Hip arthroscopy is where a surgeon takes a camera on the end of a long wand, which we call a scope, and through a small poke hole incision in your skin, delivers that scope into a joint. In this particular case, we're talking about hip arthroscopy, where that scope would be put in the hip joint. The hip joint first has to be dislocated or the ball and socket pulled apart. When that's pulled apart, we can access the joint and look around and do the work we're talking about doing. Once inside the joint, through other portals, we call them, those poke holes that we use to access the joint, we can use other instruments, again on the end of a long wand, to perform the work inside the joint. Things like repairing the cartilage rim of the socket, called the labrum, fixing cartilage defects or problems on the head of the ball or the lining of the socket, repairing tissue around the hip, such as ligaments or capsule, repairing tendons that attach to the hip, or releasing them if need be, depending on the particular problem.
Dr. Carlson's goal is to eliminate the segment of untreated patients or patients with delayed treatment who have curable hip pathology, educating potential patients and their providers that these symptoms are not things they need to live with, or that they are not from their back or groin pulls or early arthritis. Few orthopedic surgeons are operating on hips through a scope because it is a newer and technically difficult surgery. Therefore, certain diagnoses may be missed by physicians not familiar with these newer treatment options.
Patients I see with hip joint pain that can be fixed and not just replaced can range from their mid-teens or younger teens to 50, 60 years old. In the past, patients who had labral tears in their hip were told that they may have some pre-arthritis or an early arthritic problem. They may be told that they were just prone to frequent groin pulls in the sport of their choice, and taking some time away from their sport, they may sometimes be able to return to the sport with just continued pain. And fortunately now, with our knowledge of the concept of labral tears and our ability to treat that problem, we can take people who are otherwise just waiting 20 years to undergo a hip replacement, or just feeling that they can't ever participate in that activity because they'll just keep getting groin pulls. We can take that person, we can make them better, we can fix their problem, we can bring them back to their sport, allow them to continue to develop as an athlete or as a worker or whatever particular activity they're trying to do where that hip is affecting them.
Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin for over 45 years. Their success and reputation as an outstanding orthopedic clinic can be attributed to the teamwork of their friendly, knowledgeable physicians and staff.
Here at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we have 12 partners: orthopedics, neurosurgery, non-operative spine, and foot and ankle. We really pride ourselves in listening closely to the patients and hearing what they're saying, spending a lot of time engaging in the conversation of what is really bothering that person.
After meeting with the patient, Dr. Carlson determined that his difficulties had all been related to painful hip impingement.
It was incredibly important for me to meet with a doctor that understood sports and athletics and kind of just how I wanted to continue that lifestyle instead of just kind of shutting it down. So meeting with someone like Dr. Carlson was incredibly important to me because he understood how I still wanted to be active after a surgery and still wanted to maintain my daily lifestyle.
While visiting with Dr. Carlson, we learned that he grew up skiing and continues to ski competitively across the country and also enjoys hunting, fishing, and hiking. He is passionate that his patients' goals are his goals. Whether it is getting them back to playing with their kids, working aggressively, or competing in sports, his patients are more active and enjoy their lives.
When I see those people so happy with themselves, so happy with their decision to have this fixed or to go through this process, as scary as it sometimes is, if you don't know what's on the other side, it's so satisfying for me.
All right, welcome back to Casper Park in Chippewa Falls, joined by Bennett Stockey, starting pitcher for Eau Claire today. Boy, it really seemed like you were in a groove. What was working well for you early in this one today?
Every pitch was working. I could hit my spots, and catcher just called a good game.
When you're in a game like this and you get them in order in the top of the first, then your guys put up a 7, I'm guessing, does that change anything for you? Is it just mean, hey, let's just go out there and pound the zone?
Yeah, it takes a lot of pressure off. Can just attack guys and don't worry about it.
You only had to go 4 innings today, and then Harry Haas came in and cleaned things up. But would you be good to go if they call your number on Sunday again?
Potentially.
We'll just see how that goes. What's this experience like playing on this team? You're bringing in guys from a lot of different high school programs. How is everybody coming together?
It's good to play with new guys and a lot of college guys on the team. It's really fun.
All right. You are in the Zaleski Sports Highlight House, so I think this is the first time for you, if I remember. Third time. Okay, where have I been? All right, so I'm going to give you the microphone. As soon as Peyton gives you the thumbs up, you can take it away.
My name is Bennett Stockey, and I'm in the house.
Thank you, Bennett. Appreciate it. Good luck to you guys the rest of the way. All right, we will take a short break on Zaleski Sports. We will come back for the scheduled 5:30 start. It'll be Holman versus Eau Claire as we continue playing this American Legion Wood Bat Tournament from Casper Park in Chippewa Falls. We'll see you in a bit.